Three things that we don't consider when we desire or chase after the modern female. Number one, oftentimes we have to put our manhood to the side. Our manhood is oftentimes a problem to these women. It makes them uncomfortable. Nowadays, society is trying to switch the gender roles. They're trying to get women to act more like men, and they're the ones really falling for it. And we have some men that's acting more like women. They're trying to really force us to be more emotional and be more into our feelings more. And when we get into these relationships with these women, our masculinity can be a problem. That masculine, godly man that God intends for us to be is a problem. When we are retaining our semen and trying to become the best version of ourselves, we're chasing after our goals, and we're trying to cultivate our masculinity and our testosterone. That's a counteract to what women are trying to do. If women are trying to be more alpha and men are trying to be more alpha and masculine, it's going to be a problem. We see these women and we fantasize just like women fantasize about being with some alpha leader of the company, football player, leader of the team type of guy. But oftentimes these relationships are just fantasies because they're going to end up into conflict, into reality, because two bosses can't be in a room together. Two dominant lions can't be in the same territory together. It's going to be conflict. So those things that we have to consider. I was looking at the Instagram model Courtney Cleany that killed her boyfriend Courtney Taylor. This is not about her killing her boyfriend, but the interview before the situation, she was talking about how she doesn't like to be told what to do. She don't like people telling her what to do. She likes to be free. And that's a huge issue when you're trying to deal with these modern women, when you're trying to be that masculine leader of your family, leader of the group. These women are going to challenge you. They're going to ignore you. They're going to go against what the things that you do. They're going to counteract. They're going to take bricks out the house while you're trying to build a house at the same time. God intended for women to be helpmates, not boss chicks, not independent women, not doing what you want to do type of women. And that can be a problem when you are trying to be a man. Oftentimes they want you to put your manhood in second and third and fifth place to her priorities, and that's not conducive to a good relationship. So what happens is that once you're in a relationship, and you start to lose your manhood, you start to lose who you are. You start to lose your self-esteem. You start to lose your overall spirit and your strength. So we have to take that to an account when we are trying to deal with these women. So it's best to walk away and find women that's going to compliment you. What we really have to do is weed these type of women out, because they are going to be a cancer to our relationships. Number two. Now, we know that women are emotional. We know women are whimsical, and they can change at any moment. They can change based on how we act around them and how comfortable we make them feel. So what happens is that, we can put up facades around women. If you notice that when you're not smiling and you're showing your jawline and, you just acting real cool and stoic, you can attract women. The minute you start to smile and the minute you start to laugh and just open up and just be who you are, you can potentially make these women dry up and lose interest in you. And you can find yourself in the friend zone just for opening up and being yourself. So we have to take into account that, when we are approaching these women, when we're chasing after these women, that it's like walking on eggshells when you're trying to being in a relationship, set things up with these women. You have to act like somebody that you're not. You can't be yourself, and you can end up, going so far into the relationship with this woman, putting up a facade. You can end up feeling unappreciated, unaccepted, and feeling as if she don't really know you as a person. We talk about the good guy and the bad guy. That's how you can tell that the society is so backwards. When you're a good guy, you get treated as if you're a bad guy. People ignore you. The women don't want to be around you. They ignore you. When you are a bad guy, you can get the relationship, you can get the sex, you can get women to open up and show them more of who you are just by acting unemotional, acting tough, and things like that. So what happens is that the so-called good guys, and we have to really get rid of these labels anyway. We're men, but after so long of seeing the so-called bad guy win with the women, it makes you the genuine guy with the so-called good heart, and you care about her best interests. You start to act like the bad guy, so you do get the woman. But after so long, you can only act for so long before you start to really stress yourself out and depress yourself because you want to be who you are. Modern women have a unrealistic view of how men are. They're not being trained and raised and told about how men are, and that men have feelings, that men have needs as well. So a lot of times those things get ignored and you get treated more like an object. So you end up, in order to get with these women, you end up acting like somebody you're not, and you can really lose yourself. And then after the relationship fails, because like you can only put up this facade for so long, you find yourself really drained, your energy really drained, and then you have to go find yourself and put yourself back together again. You have to go hang with your boys, hang with men again, so we can, give you your masculine energy and just who you are as a person. So always be original. When we're retaining our semen, we're being the best version of ourselves, the best version of who we are. And it's about being original as well. So you want to find women that's going to make you feel comfortable and allow you to open up as well. Last point. Now, this the famous one we always talk about. It's just his turn. So when we look at guys that's winning with the women, he's getting the cheeks, he's getting to have the sex, he's getting a relationship, we got to take into account that it's just his turn at the time. When women are having their fun and they're riding the carousel, they're going from guy to guy to guy. They're picking up different bodies. So it's hard for them to really bond with one guy. It's hard for them to really bond and get to know this guy and actually build a loyal, stable relationship. A lot of times these relationships are based on superficial reasons. They chase after guys for the wrong reasons. Money, looks, status. And those are not the core values or the core stable things of a relationship that can make the relationship stay long. There's also intangibles that need to be put into the reason why they go after certain guys. But what happens is that these relationships end very fast because they're not built on the right foundation. So we end up just being used, and they also end up allowing themselves to be used as well. So don't look at it like you're losing out. They say that when a woman rejects you, she's doing you a favor. So you may be single, but you're actually cultivating who you are and just remaining yourself. Last point, it's a bonus. The pressures of trying to keep up with a woman's lifestyle and trying to keep up with her being materialistic with the modern woman, you end up losing yourself and not chasing after your dreams and being that original version of who you are. I had a friend that was chasing his goals and staying on his path and meeting his milestones. And then he got into a relationship with a girl that wanted to be in a nice car, that wanted to live in a bigger apartment complex, and just wanted more things in general. So he ended up working 3 jobs just to keep up with her lifestyle. But none of those 3 jobs were what he wanted to do. He was working to help her maintain her lifestyle, and he was also helping these other companies, make everybody else rich, but he was not doing anything for himself. So when we chase after these women, when we think that other guys are winning, we're actually being saved. So just remember that it's not as good as it seems. The grass is not as greener as it seems. Take the time to build your life together and don't be distracted by what you see on Facebook, what you see on Instagram, because it's something that people are not telling us. So maintain that energy, because if you're not paying attention, if you don't consider these things, your energy can be drained from you. We live in a very narcissistic society. More people are becoming more narcissistic. So be thankful where you at in your life. Just retain, keep being the best version of yourself. Hit me up in the comment section, hit the like and subscribe button, tell me what you think about the video. Peace.